Joe Valenzuela with Vista Mutual Insurance Services. Today we're going to talk about the importance of building relationships as an insurance broker. We're also going to identify who you should build those relationships with and what value and how consistent you need to be in order to maintain these relationships. Let's get into it. So, just a brief introduction to me. My name is Joe Valenzuela. I'm the owner of Vista Mutual Insurance Services. I've been in the Medicare space for about 18 years now in various different roles. I've been the owner of Vista Mutual for 6 years now, and we have agents up and down the Pacific Coast, mainly in California, from Northern California to the Bay Area. The importance of building relationships in the field is imperative if you want to be a successful field agent. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand what it takes to build these relationships or even how to identify what relationships that you should be building. So first of all, it's incredibly important to build these because you can build multiple pipelines that use you as a trusted Medicare advisor, as a resource for whoever they're or however they're connected to seniors. These can be the hardest things to develop. They can take the most time, but they can also be the most fruitful because all they require is your time, usually. Not much investment financially, although there are some, and we'll talk about that. So these relationships can't be not strong as well because there's people out there that build relationships, but they're not as consistent, they don't provide enough value, and then their relationships aren't strong. So it's important to build not only relationships, but incredibly strong ones. And the first thing you need to do is identify the relevant partners, who you need to build these relationships with. The first one is very easy. It's your carrier partners. So if you get your contract from United Healthcare, Humana, there's always going to be a contact for you that you can reach out to. This is great for new agents and even for veteran agents. They sometimes will have lead programs, they have events they need staffed, or they can even just tell you what other agents are doing that are working in their markets. If you develop good relationships with them, and this means not just talking about work, it means going out to dinners. If you drink, having a drink with them, it means talking about things that are not relevant to necessarily Medicare, but so they know that you're an actual person and they can trust you. You also want to show them that you know your stuff. If they have questions about their products, you need to be well versed in what their products are and be able to answer those questions for them. Because once they see that you're the expert, they'll be able to trust you in that. So the first place you need to start is your carrier partners. Now, these carrier partners can also branch you out into all of these other things that I'm going to talk about, because they may have already started to develop a relationship with these other people. And if you show them that they can trust you by getting in on any projects or just being at the meetings and asking good questions, answering relevant questions, then they can plug you into these things that they've already created. So it's very, very important. Now, in order to find those key partners, it's really simple. It's anybody who's connected to a senior, right? Anybody that's connected to somebody that has Medicare is a person that we want in our sphere of influence to be a partner that we can show value to. So the easiest way is to hop online, and just see what senior, just type in the word senior in Google. There's activity centers, there are communities, there's doctor offices. Above that, there's IPA networks, the physician networks that contract with the doctors. And there's a bunch of other senior related businesses. Also, I like to say that everyone is connected to a senior, even if you don't think so. The little gym or something like that where your kids go and have, they do karate or they do gymnastics. There's grandparents there too. Everybody's connected to a senior in some way. So don't use this as just the only centers of influence that you need to attach to and the partners that you need to have, just a small stepping stone, because you can really partner with anybody for this kind of stuff. So first, let's talk about providing value to these partners. It makes no sense to go after a partnership if you're just asking for something. We never want to ask for something first. We want to give, and give until it makes no sense but to give back to us. So value is something that is different to each relevant partner. For instance, if we're going to build a relationship with a doctor's office, what is the value that we can bring them? Well, they may not know a lot about Medicare. It's confusing for them, just as it is for clients. They also may not know about what's happening in the market. If a plan is leaving, if one plan covers a medication a better way. So there's a lot of education that we can provide these offices, not only for their clients, but for them themselves. So you can be an educator, and that's most of the value that we're going to provide. And in order to provide that value, you need to be very educated about the things you're trying to educate people about. So make sure you know your stuff before you try to provide value. And if it's not good value, then you're going to ruin that relationship. So doctor's offices, when you walk in, we can not only be an education for their clients and education for them, but they have issues too. They have concerns. Stuff comes up all the time where they need to talk to someone that knows the processes of how to get something done. And because you have a carrier partner, then you have someone that you can go to when a doctor is having an issue. And if a doctor is having an issue and you walk into their office and you just say, "Hi, my name is Joe. I'm the local Medicare specialist, and I'd just love to give you my card if you guys have any questions about Medicare. I'm a resource for you, and I'm also a resource for your clients." There's also a financial incentive for developing a relationship with those doctors, not only for you for getting clients and making money, but for them as well. They get paid on a capitation with certain contracts. It depends on what products you're selling, but with Medicare Advantage HMOs, they get paid a capitation, which means they get paid per month per member. So the more members they have, the more money the doctor can make as well. So you can help refer people to that doctor's office. If somebody asks you, "Hey, I'm here, I'm new in town, I don't know anything about anything. Is there a doctor that you maybe have worked with and that people say good things about?" "Oh yeah, there is one that I have a partnership with. Here you go." So that helps their business. Also, if they work for a particular network and they have a lot of people on one plan and that plan decides to back out of that network, well, guess who they're going to call to help them if their clients ask, "Who can I go to find new insurance that stays with you?" So you're providing value all around, giving them education, helping them build their business as well. So we can take this a step further too. Once we've spoken with the doctor's network or the individual doctors, we can then speak to their network. Tell them, "Hey, I know I'm doing all this good stuff for you. I'd love to do it for all of the doctors in the group. And I would love to hold educational seminars for the doctors, the nurse practitioners, the care coordinators, as well as any clients that you guys have that may be turning 65 and getting on Medicare and need information about this stuff." Again, we provide all of this for no cost. It's absolutely free. And we can go over all of the information of Medicare. And then we can even hold sales seminars to make sure that all your clients stay with you. And then advertise them outside of this with our carrier partners and other things, and our own money and our upline to get more clients into your network. So it's a symbiotic relationship. They need something, we need something, they can provide something, and we can provide something. So doctor's office visits, then we go to the network itself, the IPA, the Independent Physician Association. Now, some people are intimidated by doctor offices and IPA groups because they do know a fair amount about insurance. I can guarantee you, if you're in the Medicare space, though, they do not know as much as you. It's a very niche industry. I've talked to doctors, lawyers, and even insurance agents that have no idea about when it comes to Medicare. So know that you're the expert and that you don't have to be intimidated by them. But if you are, there are other ways to get into other places. Senior centers. So every town or medium-sized city is going to have a senior activity center. You can walk in and tell them, "Hey, we'd love to do some Medicare education seminars. I'll even rent your room out if you don't want me to do them without having to pay you. I can do that. And during a Medicare education, we cannot sell anything." So it's good to tell them that it's against the law at an education event to sell something or talk about product-specific information. So some places won't want you selling things inside there. So no problem, we won't sell anything. We'll educate them and then have them fill out a lead card and call us, or we'll call them back if they'd like an individual appointment to go over product-specific information. So engage with senior centers as well as senior housing. Just type in your computer again, Google, Yahoo, whatever you use, Bing, and put in senior housing, senior developments, senior communities. It'll come up with a bunch of different things that you can do. Now, each one of these communities usually has activities that they do every week to month. So not only are they already doing these activities, but you're helping them out by saying, hey, I can do a presentation for you. We'll bring in snacks, we'll bring in a gift, we'll raffle off a prize, and it's good all around for everybody. They get something out of it. Again, we're out advertising our events at their facilities to outside people, and then we're providing value to their community, all for no cost to them. So these are just a few of the places that you can engage with to create those partnerships. There are so many more, but these mean nothing without consistency. Again, I've been to doctor's offices where it takes 1-2 visits and they're ready to do something with you. I've been to senior centers where it takes 2-3 years of visits before they're willing to trust you and open up their residence to you. So it just depends on the place, but consistency is key. Don't just try to go one time in a year and think, oh, I can't develop relationships. No, you need to pick 5 of them and go every week for 6 months. And I guarantee you at the end of that, you'll have 3 partners and you'll have 2 people that you know you might not want to work with, or they know they might not want to work with you. Or you can continue to go to them until they open up to you. Because after you start doing this for a while, then your name gets out into the market. Senior centers talk to each other. Senior communities talk to each other. They'll say, you know what, I had a great guy come in. There's no pressure. He didn't sell anything. He educated our community and gave away a TV. You guys should really have this guy over there. Then you'll start to get referrals for speaking events. So consistency is the ultimate and only key. Because if there's no follow-up from you, if you're telling somebody that you're going to do something and then you don't deliver on that, that relationship is basically over. You could deliver on things multiple times and still the relationship could be over. But don't let it end because of something that you did. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Always be on time, which means be early. Bring more than you said that you would. Under-promise, over-deliver, and be the nicest person in the world. Because the more value that we can bring in a more consistent manner, the more relationships we'll develop, and the more money that we can all get while satisfying our customers. So when you break it down like that, it's simple. There's a lot of complications in between it, and we'll make more and more videos on each one of these topics and how to open up each one of these silos so that you can get more sales. For Vista Mutual Insurance Services, I'm Joe Valenzuela. Please like, share, and comment, and make sure that you subscribe and hit the alert button so that you get alerted when we have a new video. Have a great rest of your day.